Good deal. Appreciate y'all being here. It was an exciting night, Saturday night. It's a good win for us, and we talked Monday about the energy, enthusiasm, which I thought was really good. I thought our kids came ready to play. It's probably the first time we've really, when I say ready to play, that they, playing with a little bit of edge about them. On Saturday, which was good stuff we can build on. We're gonna have to do that going down the stretch to give ourselves a chance to win. But I thought that was the best thing of the night. Obviously, the crowd and all that played a huge impact on that. But we came with a little bit of edge about us, and that's stuff we need. We've always when we're playing well, that's what we've had here. So hopefully we can build on that going into a big road game, a big conference road game. We went up there in 19s the last time we played them, got behind. It was a back and forth football game that we found a way to win 38-35, and they got a lot of guys back from that game. So we know what we got ahead of us. We got to go have a great week of preparation to get ready to go play. I mean, they're a talented football team. You got a really good receiver, probably playing as good as he's played. The quarterback's different from the one that we played against in 19. He's been hurt. Don't know if he'll be back or not, but he can really throw the ball, and they're going to put it in the air and give their guys a chance to make some plays. And then I think over half the defense is back from 19 when we played them. They did a good job, in 19. So we got to get ready to go play. It's a conference game. You're on the road. Really good football team. So we got to get ready to go play our best game. We haven't done that yet, which is depends on how you want to look at it. But we haven't put all three phases together with that edge about us. I think our kids are seeing it a little bit right now, and hopefully they can build on that this week, and we can go do that, because that's what you're going to have to do on the road in the conference to win these games, especially down the stretch. It just kind of is what it is. So excited about the opportunity. Got to have a great week of preparation. We'll kind of go from there. So I'm open the floor for questions.
First thing, I think the only player that I saw that really got banged up was Welton Spotsville. How's he doing, and where are we in the injury front?
So Welton would be, as of today, probably doubtful for Saturday. But, you never know. It's early in the week. Sonny Smith got banged up in the game. Don't know his status. And there's some other guys that got banged up a little bit, but I'm trying to think if anybody else is out that isn't already out right now. But there were some guys banged up. We still would like to get some guys back. Our center was out Saturday. We'd like to get him back. But right off the top of my head, John, that's the ones I can think of.
Garland Benyard made a big impact, and after going back and looking at it again, there are a couple other guys that may have not gotten a lot of pub previously that really kind of showed out as far as I was concerned. Kendrick Reese and Irving Smith both had a lot of impactful plays. Talk a little bit about how they have come on.
Yeah, I thought Kendrick Reese, he didn't always do everything, but he played the game at a high level Saturday night. I thought he was very impactful with what he was doing. There were some times he wasn't doing his job, but he was making some plays. It was kind of one of those no, but yes, good. But I thought he played at a high level. We got to clean up some of the assignment stuff, but I no question, he showed us some things we've hoped we would see. But I thought he did without a doubt. I call him Sonny. It's Irving Smith. He did. He made some big plays catching the ball. He's hard to tackle. He's tough. He does a good job blocking. I thought he played a really good game for us. It's a shame he got banged up. Hopefully we can work through that. But I thought both those guys. I agree with you 100%. I thought they both played really well. Did some really good stuff. We give out a player of the game in each phase every week. Like Travis Bell got it on defense because we've been harping on our defensive line. He came to play. He might not have had, but I mean he was. When you really go watch it, he came to play. Kendrick Reese, there's a lot of guys came to play. So I was. It was good to see some guys really show up We had multiple conversations about different guys, which really hasn't happened a bunch this year, especially defensively.
Got Defensive Player of the Year for the Big South. Talk about him.
Yeah, Evan's been steady Eddie, man. He's gotten better every week, and he just has a knack for being around the ball. You know, he's also starting on, like, I think 3 of the 4 special teams. Hardly comes off the field. You know, he's just doing a great job for us right now. He's getting better every week. And he just has, you know, some guys just have a knack, and he's got a knack for being around the ball, getting guys on the ground. So, I mean, he's doing a great job, and he played well, no question.
Coach, can you give us some more examples of Travis Bell's play? He didn't have those tackle skills, but what was it that he was doing that led him to be defensive?
Penetration. He was the thing we did really good that we've been expecting to do Saturday night was we controlled the line of scrimmage on defense all night. And he was a part of that. I think the other guys were just, you know, the other guys up front, but you're talking about Carrick Reese, and Travis Bell. I mean, when Travis makes up his mind, he's hard to block now. And he had his mind made up. He was coming off the ball, and he was creating the line of scrimmage, not the other side, if that makes sense. So we dominated up front on the defensive line, and I think that had a huge impact on the ability to limit them to you know, the rushing yards, and obviously keep them out of the end zone. But Travis had a huge impact on that.
Campbell's quarterback, Williams kid, played against you guys in 2019 and had a pretty good game. I'm assuming he's the one that you're saying he's hurt, because it actually looks like the young man that has taken his place is more apt to be a passer than maybe a dual threat. So what do you see in this new young man?
Yeah, he can throw it. I mean, he can make any throw, and they're using his abilities. And they are a little different. You know, Hodge, the other quarterback, could throw it as well, but really athletic. He almost single-handedly beat us in 19 just because we couldn't tackle him. You know, he would scramble and make plays, and they're a little different with this young man at quarterback because they're throwing it a little bit more with him, but they're just as equally dynamic. It's just a different way of doing it. You know, I think that's – you prepare for what's there. I don't know if who's going to play. I don't know where all that's at. I'm not privy to that information right now or heard about it. But regardless, we'll go get ready, you know, to prepare for what we've seen on tape.
You guys have converted 12 straight fourth down attempts, which, after going back and looking at it, that's a program best. When you decide to go on fourth down, is it analytics? Is it gut feeling? I mean, do you have a card like coaches have when it's determined to kick the extra point? What?
John. No, I don't have all that information. It's who we are. I think when we get in a certain area that we feel comfortable, you know, and Coach Chestnut and I have been doing this for a while, and we know there's certain areas and, you know, places where we're all right, listen, we know this is 2-down territory, right? When I mean it's 3rd down, because that's when the thought process usually comes up. All right, let's go get a manageable, all right, it may be 3rd and 7 where we're on, you know, on their 45 or whatever. Well, let's go get 4 or 5 yards. We're good. We got 2 downs. Does that make sense? So there's really, I don't know that there's any analytics. I know a lot of people are doing that. You know, I think it's just who we are, and each team has their identity, and if we can keep it manageable, you know, then obviously we feel comfortable in that yard or 2, whatever it might be. You got to be smart too. I mean, you know, like I told you Saturday night, I mean, before we kicked that field goal, there was a lot of self-talk with me of what my competitor side wanted to do and what the smart thing to do was. And it was a struggle there during that timeout. But it's really just who we are. Our kids have confidence in it. And then you get in a game and, like, we knew we had a thing. We knew there was a play we could always, unless we just completely fell apart that we could go get a couple yards. Like we felt really confident in that. So, you know, when you have confidence in that, it makes that decision a lot easier. So it's just something I didn't even know we were 12 for 12 till you told me that. If that tells you anything, I had no idea. I knew we made it all. You know, Saturday night we made all our fourth downs, but we probably had too many fourth downs. So, really no analytics. It's just it's a feel thing, and Coach Chestnut and we've done this. You know, he's always ready. You know what I mean? He's always ready. He kind of knows if there's something I decide I don't want to do it, we can always navigate that.
You have some of those self-conversations. Is it really just you working it through your head, or is that a conversation that you have with Grant? Or
Yeah.
how does that
It's
work?
both. Sometimes I'll talk out loud, and I'll be like, all right, I want to do this, but this is, you know, and I just kind of, yes. And I know what the answer is, but I need to talk through it when I have time to do that, because a lot of times in a football game, you don't have time for that. You know what I mean? It's like you just got to make a decision. But like Saturday, I had a timeout, you know, we could do that. So, but a lot of times I'll talk out loud just to see if anybody's got any, you know, immediate feedback. And it's usually Grant, you know, and I have that conversation. But I'm just, I want to score every time we got it. So I have to back off of that sometimes.
You are in that mode. Obviously, I would think previous experience helps you make those decisions. Do you recall a time where you let the more competitive side get out of you, where it didn't work out so well, and you said, "I got to remember that for next time"?
Oh yeah, it's happened several times, because anytime it doesn't work, it's always the hindsight, right? But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, we played Wofford in 19 in the playoffs, and it was fourth down, and I believe Murph had just gotten in the game. I don't know, he'd been in there long, and it was fourth, and it wasn't like 4th and 1. It was, and I got a little greedy, and we probably shouldn't have, because we weren't in the space. Normally I would do that, but that's just my competitor. But yeah, it's happened some. I mean, but I'm gotten a little better over the years of, all right, what's the, you know, at the end of the day, I try to make decisions the best for our team to win the game. But you're never going to bat 100% on that. I mean, there's too many decisions to be made, right? But you try to do that. But usually if we can get it down a yard or two, I mean, our kids, they don't flinch, man. We've been doing this from day one. And I think it's just the way we got started. You know, that first year, John, you know, when you're nobody, you know what I mean, and nobody expects you to win, you just you cut it loose, man. You don't worry about it, and you free will everything, because it's and you develop a mindset and an attitude about things, and we kind of did that, and that goes back to 15. Our kids love it; they have a lot of confidence in it, and I think it's tough on a defense too. You know what I mean? You're playing another down than you normally would play on a regular basis. So that's just kind of how we've operated, because that's just kind of how we've evolved. Now every team's a little different, you know, and what you can and can't do. But we've been in a decent place with it so far. We shouldn't talk about this much. It'll probably backfire Saturday.
Coach, you've spoken before about trying to get a feel and an understanding of this team. And last week you told us early in the week you spoke to the team about North Carolina A&T and relayed how strong of a program it was. And then you just said came out ready to play on Saturday. Could you tell through the week that things were starting to take a hold of this team, and maybe you got an inkling that they were going to come out ready on Saturday?
I won't tell you that I was 100% sure. I think, you know, I think there's always, as a coach, you know, you're trying to work your way through and get a good feel for body language, and if they're ready or not. And this group doesn't always give you as much, but this group has always had a really good attitude, and they always listen to what you're saying. They just may not show it. I can't tell you that I was 100% sure, but I knew once we got going, I could tell that it was they were ready to play. It doesn't mean everything went like we wanted to, but we you know, when you have a lot of new faces and you have some young kids and you have kids that haven't been in the program, you're trying to get all that tied together, and I think we made a huge step Saturday night in getting that done. Because if we can execute a little better and eliminate penalties and take care of the ball, and you have that right mindset going into a game, now you're putting yourself in a position to really go play the game the way we're supposed to play it. So I don't know that I 100% knew Nolan. They're not a great group, great attitude, just don't always give you a lot of response that goes, all right, but they're listening and they hear. I know that because after games, we get in that locker room, all the stuff we talked about during the week, they fire right back at me. So I know they're hearing everything.
Given the age that we live in with offenses, the amount of points that people can put up, it seems like that teams average 28, 30 points. They put 400 against the offense easily. How impressive is it to shut out an opponent today?
Yeah, it's hard to do. I mean, this day and age of college football, it's hard to do. I think they were averaging 30-something points a game. Their run game was something they hang their hat on. So it's hard to do, and was huge for us Saturday night. Huge for our defense and their confidence and their building and their growing. I thought it was huge. So it's hard. You don't see it very much anymore, to be honest with you. You can get on your ESPN app and flip through the scores on a given Sunday, and you just don't see that very much. It's just hard to do. I think offenses are so sophisticated and do so much stuff that it's hard to do. So it's I think there's no question it's really impressive, and credit to our defense and the way they came, their mindset of coming ready to play.
And lastly, Coach, noticed a play that I don't know if we've seen before run a few times where it was a handoff to a slot back that kind of cut through the middle. Was that something that was planned going into the game, or an adjusted play that happened once you saw what A&T was doing?
No, it was game planned, and even though this was the first time we played them, they lined up pretty much where we thought they would, which I can't always tell you that, but now that was something that was game planned. That was obviously it was a productive play for us, Saturday night, and was good to us. Yeah, that was game plan, for our slots, and it's something that hits pretty quick that was good for us. All right, thank y'all.